I remember when we first met, and it was you, me, Paul, and probably John Morose.
Morose, that was it. Yeah. Yep. Yep. It was John.
And Paul saying, "Yeah, we can do a better job than that." And that I remember that day, and you did. I mean, that personalizing that service and getting us through those times where we had storms coming down and people calling and me calling and like I said, making people nervous, which I enjoyed doing. It was great. they I always knew, there was somebody new on the desk, and I'd call them, hi, this is Dave Megna, and there's like, oh shit, now, you know. But they always had that composure. How's the weather gonna? Well, we're gonna get a lot of storms. We're gonna do this. They go through their systems to let us know what we're expecting, and I always felt pretty good about getting the answer that I needed to help me.
Hmm.
And that was the thing. The big machine, the big companies that weren't providing that personalized service, that weren't providing the accuracy that we were looking for. And that was really that was the difference. And the fact that we helped kids learn what the real world was about and the jobs that they were getting into, what it was going to be like for them. And that was great training ground for them. I don't know that, they could have gotten that experience anywhere else.
I've been seeing, and you guys will get the chance to see all of this stuff too. But we're getting some of the alumni sending selfie videos about what it mattered and what it meant, and like so many of them are saying, wouldn't it had the start, or wouldn't it grown as much, or wouldn't it be advancing as quickly if I didn't have what we had, including exactly what you just said. The phone rings and you go, is
Yeah.
anybody else in the office going to get that? Oh crap, I'm the one.
Yeah.
What
Now,
you kind of hit on this, the questions kind of I was going to ask you. What caused you to give innovative weather a chance? So it was. I do remember those conversations. We very much believed that the personalization, we wouldn't be scalable. We wouldn't ever be able to make money on it. But as a university endeavor to give experiential learning opportunities, pouring ourselves into one or just a handful of partners, we could do that. How would you say that innovative weather impacted your operations?
well, the reason that we were looking for a different weather surface is, we would get the same forecast every time we spoke with, and I don't remember who our weather service was at the time, but there was the one day that we expected, all hell to break loose, and nothing happened, and we had put people on standby, and we had held over crews, so we had all kinds of expenses based on what was predicted, and we saw a storm coming, but it completely fell apart. And that was what really led us to look at innovative weather, because again, Paul said, we can do that better. We can give you better detail, and give you a better forecast that you can make decisions on. And I think that's how it impacted us. And initially, I think we ran a pilot initially
Yep.
until we were comfortable, because again, we weren't sure. We weren't sure what we were getting into. So it was that partnership and agreeing on, this is what we need. This is the forecasting. This is how we'd like it to look. And so we had a say in how we were going to get the information from innovative weather. And that was, so we got what we wanted, you got what you wanted. And it was like I said before, it was a partnership, and we treated it as that. And that learning opportunity and providing, think about the tours and and everything that we did to help them understand our systems and our process and what it was like to be in the control center and come and visit and see it during a comm day and kind of make sense to what we were doing when it was stormy out.
Why
So
did
it was a good opportunity for everyone, I think, at the time.
why give an unproven bunch of college students this opportunity?
The I truly believed, based on the Paul and your leadership, that we were getting something better. We felt that we were getting a product that, again, we had a say in how it was designed and the information that we needed when we needed it, the availability. We didn't get that. We didn't get that with the big box weather system store. It was nothing like that. And that personalization, the kids taking responsibility for delivering that service to us so we could make decisions, they took that seriously. And that was a big risk on our part, but we felt that based on UWM having a great program, and that you guys as leaders really driving that program, and to put this together to be able to help us, that's what drove us there and made us comfortable. And when we tested it and the pilot was done and we went with you guys, it was, again, something that it kept evolving over time. We didn't stay stagnant, so it was a positive from that standpoint.
Is there a story or two, either working with one of the former students or just something that's funny, something that was really helpful, a moment? What's a story that comes to mind when it comes to the years we worked together?
Oh, again, I think me calling, and I didn't know everybody. There were a few that I knew based on, that I'd see their weather forecast, but there were a lot of new people all the time. They were cycling through. And so I knew that I was calling somebody new. and I would deliberately ask them questions that, hey, okay, how's the weather going? I would ask them questions so that they had to answer. And I pretty much knew the answer in many cases because I had already read the report and just kind of given them that practice. So I wasn't being mean to them, but I was maybe testing them a little bit.
Yeah.
But it was always funny when I would call and they would know it's me when I'd introduce myself. I would say, "Hi, this is Dave Megna, WEC Energies," and they'd be like, "Uh-oh." You could just that pause on the other side. They're like, "Okay, now I have to perform now. I have to give them the forecast."
I remember afterwards too, like every year we would bring in a new group of people and you go around because you usually were there, and you'd go around and shake hands and just just over the years we got to know each other pretty well, and it was just so fun to watch some of the younger people shake your hands as if it was like God just walked in. It's like, I've seen your name. Yep, nice to see you in person. And just yeah.
Well, and that it certainly would be intimidating because there's a lot of responsibility, and they knew based on what we were doing and why we were doing it with what we were planning. And I think you and Paul gave them a pretty good idea of what they were getting into and the responsibility that they had to our company and to our customers. And that, like I said, I think they took it seriously, which is great because, again, that training ground to help them when they actually started working in the real world. I mean, I think that's just a great experience that they had that opportunity to train in that environment because it was realistic.
Share this with you. Alex Mannion. I don't know if you remember that name, but Alex was with us for a couple of years, grad student.
Yeah.
Took a job for the National Weather Service in Detroit. And when I was asking, texting him for selfie videos about the impacts of it, and he took a picture from where he was, and he was part of the team that was forecasting during the NFL draft. 150,000 people downtown. The Weather Service had a presence there. 275,000 people in the Detroit area, just the downtown area anyway, but 150,000 people in this plaza-ish area.
Right.
Yeah, he said basically that's everything Innovative Weather did got me ready to do that. 150,000 people. Like if a storm comes in and that tent falls down, people are going to die. So we got to be on. But I trained for it. Which is really cool.
And you guys made the most out of what you had. The support that you had from the school, the closet that you did your newscasts in, the the desk with the monitors, and it's like you come into that, and what was that? What was it? The chancellor's or
the alumni house?
The alumni house, yeah. You walk into the alumni house, and it's like, wow, this is a great place. And then you walk into the room that you guys were in. It's like upstairs in this little corner.
We originally our original room was the original butler's quarters.
Yep.
Yeah. In fact, it's funny because everybody's been saying what's a memory. One of the most prolific memories that keeps coming back is the centipedes in that building.
Oh.
Because they would when you'd come in at night, part of the joke was, especially the first 2 or 3 years, they must have got a better bug person in there, but you'd walk in the door and the first thing you do, you just turn the lights on and find out where the centipedes were because they'd be up on the ceiling. And no kidding, they did fall. Like I was working one day, I lost track of it. I forgot about it. And the thing dropped on my keyboard, dropped on one of their heads. And we also found another bug that was in there that I'd never seen before, but it's called the cave cricket. Look it up. It is the weirdest looking bug. It's like a pill bug meets a grasshopper meets a cricket, and it's greenish gray.
Yeah,
and the things can jump like 6 feet. And we were interviewing one of our students, and I don't remember which one it was, but Dawn and I were interviewing him, and we saw the thing, and we're both like, "All right, interview's over," And I go to try to kill the thing, and it jumped. I kid you not. It jumped from like that wall to that wall. It didn't hit the ground. It jumped from wall to wall. And at that point, we're just throwing stuff at it. That's Alumni House. This is where we're going to do our forecasting from, y'all. So believe it or not, Dave, you probably weren't the scariest thing that we dealt with.
Probably not.
I need you to know just I don't know if you're coming on the 18th. Are you able to make it?
I'll probably be there. I'm not sure what time I'll get there, but I'm gonna be there.
Awesome. There'll be a number of people who will be excited to see you there. But just, I mean, seriously, from Paul.
Where is it again? I know I've got it in my calendar.
School of Freshwater Sciences.
Okay.
Yeah. So it'll be right
first
down
in Greenfield or something like that.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm sure Paul will tell you this too, but I'll say it again, man. This thing does not happen without you. We have the order from the dean at the time. If you can find somebody crazy enough to join you with this and support it. To have you guys here you were the flagship partner from start to finish, and what you just described too in terms of calling even on a relatively quiet day or marginal risk, because we had talked about, any calls in will help these guys go. And your whole intent was, I want them to be comfortable with me. So when it's a really hard day, we got that weirdness out of the way. And I mean, just your whole team. I was trying to think of all the guys. before Dwayne Miller, who was the guy? With another John. Was it John Glenn?
John Nesbitt.
Nesbitt. That's right. And you were able to pass it along as you moved on to another position. The guys coming up behind you and the teams behind you maintained the vision that you set and the example that you set. So this thing really happened, Paul, and I would say you, and then, for the students and myself, what we could do to follow through on the promise. So thank you, Dave. It's
Oh, you're welcome.
been so cool.
It was truly my pleasure. And I got definitely rewarded out of it to see those kids grow. And every time, every class, there was always somebody that you could see from the beginning to the end, the growth and the confidence. And, that made me and my team feel good about what they were doing. Because we feel like, they were part of our family. They were helping us. We were helping them, and it was a great partnership.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, hopefully we'll see you, God willing, on the 18th, noon to 4. We're going to probably do the main presentation part at 1, and so part of this will be cut up into a legacy video to share with everybody. And the goal is to leave it online in a prominent place so that the alumni can point back to it, or some of the new students graduating can still say, "This is what I was a part of," and prospective employers can get a sense for it.
Yeah, it's it's one of those things. It's to be able to do this, it wasn't something that we, envisioned. If you guys want to come to us, we would have been, looking at the big box weather systems, and it was really a good product, and one that, we felt comfortable with.